Wow, Judy, I love being out here at Swan Island Dahlias. The dahlias are so beautiful.
William, I have the perfect accent to those beautiful dahlias.
We'll tell you all about it next on Garden Time.
Welcome to Garden Time. And you may be wondering why I have 2 cans of food here. So while you're visiting Swan Island Dahlias, they're asking you to bring cans of food for a donation to the Canby Center.
Also coming up on the show today, we are going to introduce you to a company who creates gardens that will help all of us gardeners as we age.
And speaking of canning, coming up first, tomato canning.
Here you go, Judy. Here's one more.
Oh, it's a beauty. You know, this time of year we have so many lovely ripe vegetables and fruits in our garden. And today, William and I will be showing you a step-by-step procedure on how to can tomatoes so you can enjoy them for the rest of the year.
We got our information from the OSU Extension Service website. And the first thing you want to do is really think about which tomatoes to pick. Now, you want to get ripe ones to just underripe if you're doing canning. And the reason is if you get the overripe ones, even after the canning process, they could go bad.
Hey, William, you ready to go?
I am.
Let's get into that kitchen. And when you're choosing the tomatoes to can, it really doesn't matter what kind of varieties. Sometimes a mix of tomatoes is even better because you get all kinds of different flavors and textures added to that canned tomatoes.
So there's a couple different ways to can tomatoes. There's a hot pack method and a cold pack method. Today we're going to be doing the cold pack method. So you want to make sure you have everything ready, the lids, the rims, and the jars. You also have to make sure that you wash and sterilize the jars.
It's important to check every rim for rust. You don't want to use any of the rims that have rust on them. And also for the lids, you want to make sure you use fresh lids that have not been used before. Make sure you sterilize them in boiling water according to directions.
Next, you want to make sure that you get your canner filled with water and start it to boil. Also, you want to get a boiling container ready for blanching the tomatoes and an ice bath so when the blanching tomatoes are done, you can pour them into the ice bath.
Now it's time to put the tomatoes into the boiling water. You want to keep them in for about 30 seconds to a minute to allow the skins to crack. Then you want to put them into the ice bath where they'll cool down, and this is called raw pack or cold pack. And now you want to remove the skins. See how easy they come off? And that is because of the blanching. And also at this point, you can remove the stem with a knife.
And now it's time to pack the jars. Notice how we're using different varieties in the process because it adds color, flavor, and texture. You want to make sure that you fill it just below the neck of the jar, and you don't have to be dainty about this process.
At this point, we're adding 2 tablespoons of lemon juice to every quart. And this is an added measure to prevent spoilage. We're also adding 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And this is not to prevent spoilage, but to add extra flavor. At this point, you want to add a little bit of the blanch water to about 1/2 inch below the top of the jar. Next, take a spatula and run it around the inside of the jar to remove any air bubbles. Then clean off the top of the jar so that the lid seals properly.
Then you place the lid and the rim on the jar and hand tighten it. Next, we're going to be filling the canner. Be sure when you start filling it that you take 2 jars and put them on opposite sides of the canner at the same time so there's no tippage. When the canner's full, lower the jars into the boiling water and make sure there's 1 inch of water covering the tops. The boiling water isn't just to seal the jars, it's also to help cook the tomatoes. Next, you put the lid on and set your timer for 45 minutes.
After 45 minutes, remove the jars from the water and allow them to cool. You will actually hear them pop, which indicates that the jars are now sealed.
Well, here's our finished product. Now you might see that we've removed the ring, and we did that because they can tend to rust, and if you want to reuse them, that just helps you. But don't worry, they are sealed.
And the last step is to get a Sharpie and put the date of canning on there. You have about 1 year to use it, and don't forget, you'll have this wonderful flavor all winter long.
For information on how we did this, you can go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over to the OSU Extension Service website.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature blooming advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
Why do the finest builders shop at Standard TV and Appliance?
We've really valued the partnership that we've had with Standard over the years. We really are focused on customer service. We want every one of our homeowners to be happy with their home, and we really feel that Standard provides that same customer service to us. Their salespeople are very knowledgeable, and they offer a wide range of selection that you cannot get anywhere else.
Standard can make your dream kitchen a reality, setting the standard since 1947. Standard TV and Appliance.
Aren't these the most beautiful flowers? We're at Swan Island Dahlias in Canby, and I'm with Heather. And so Heather, we're in front of this really nice space, and it's new. So what's it going on here?
So we decided this year that our space for displaying all of the varieties needed some updating. Before, we always had everything divided by bloom size. And that was great for people that only wanted to find a certain size of bloom. But for the average person that maybe went looking for a specific name or wanted to find something in our show garden, it made it a lot more difficult. So we completely revamped, started from scratch, and we've now gone more alphabetical. It's not perfectly alphabetical, but it's all the A's together, all the B's, and so on down the line. And we added some shrubs, some garden art, some rocks, just to give it more of that feel of your own yard.
And it's really great for ideas, because I think you can come and get some ideas of how to do this in our own gardens, because sometimes we're just at a loss.
I know, it's, yeah, you need somewhere to start, some ideas.
Right, right. And I love that you have this one. We're right in front of Honeydew.
Yeah.
And that's a fun name. I mean, it thinks of summer. And so how do you come up with those names?
Names are hard.
Are
Some
they?
years it's really easy. Some years it's really hard. Every year we introduce about 10 new varieties on the market, and they go through production for about 5 years till they get to the point of coming on the market. And we start with 15,000 seed, and 5 years later pick 10 out of that to introduce. And so these are some of the new babies for this year.
All right, tell us about them.
So this beautiful golden yellow and orange we're going to call Oh Honey.
Aw.
We just think it has the honey colors, and what a fun name.
It is.
This top guy, kind of corally pinky peach, we're going to call Gabby's Wish. My daughter fell in love with it when she saw it, so Grandpa let her name it.
Oh, very nice. And that stripy one, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's still working on its name. We've got a name in mind, but I'm not even going to say because it's probably going to change. So we're still looking for a name on it.
So people have to come out and find out.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, definitely. And I have a whole bunch here.
You do. So this top guy, we're going to kind of play with some fun words this year. We're going to go N-Force. And it's not EN, it's just the letter N-Force, just because Nicholas, my dad, the owner, fell in love with it and loves the outlining on the petals and things. So we're gonna let him kind of have a play on words with that.
Very cool.
The pale pink we're gonna call Daddy's Girl. We just think it's like baby girl. Mm-hmm. So, and the
Sweet.
bottom one there is another play on words. Everybody always asks us what we have named for our own town, and we don't have one right now. So this is going to be Can Be Crazy.
Aw.
So like can be crazy, but we're going to just spell it like the city. So it'll give us a little fun.
And what's the one that's your family? That's a really great one that's out in the field.
Yeah, we have Gets Perfection, Gets Crazy, and Gets Attention. So 3 that have the last name.
Yeah, well, you just have the perfect name for that.
It does give us a lot of options.
Definitely. And so the festival is going on this weekend.
Yes, so we will have about 400 floral arrangements indoors, about 15,000 blooms on display. Runs Saturday, Sunday, Monday. There is lots of food vendors, live music in the afternoons, a balloon artist, a face painter.
Oh.
And this year, because the festival is free parking, free admission, we're going to collect cans of food or non-perishable food for our own community for the Canby Center. So we just went with the option of love our festival, love our community, help us support them. So
That is wonderful. And you're such a big part of this community. I mean, you have the kids are coming to help park, and you kind of help those organizations, and you really are just a beautiful part of the
thank
area
you.
here.
Thank you.
So what else can we do?
So besides being able to take a stroll through the fields, if you don't want to stroll through the fields, you can actually enjoy the show garden
course.
here. And we carry about 370 varieties, so there is lots to see in here. But we do have demonstrations going on learning how to divide your tubers. So if you're wanting to multiply and have more of a variety in your yard, there's a culture talk and an arranging demonstration. So a lot of classes to be able to give you a little bit more help in growing dahlias successfully.
And you can order dahlias.
Yes, so you can pick out your favorites and we'll ship them to you in the spring.
That's the best part.
Yes.
So we invite everyone to come out to Swan Island Dahlias. So this is the weekend to do it, so don't forget to go to our website, and you can click over to their website, get all the information, all the directions, but come out and enjoy all the beautiful flowers. Thanks so much, Heather.
You're welcome.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
There's a special kind of freedom that comes with an Oregon summer. Freedom to go with the flow or choose your own adventure. There's nothing better than creating the perfect day exactly the way you want it. That's why we only shop at Capital Subaru. At Capital, we choose how our time is spent, which means more freedom to live life our way.
There's never been a better time to save. Hurry into the Subaru A Lot to Love event and lease the new 2019 Subaru Outback 3.6R Limited, just $219 per month.
Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
The fields are in bloom and looking beautiful.
We welcome everyone to come visit us here at Swan Island Dahlias.
Stop by Swan Island Dahlias in Canby and stroll the 40 acres of blooms. And don't forget the Dahlia Festival the last weekend in August and Labor Day weekend. During the festival, you can see over 400 cut flower displays, enjoy specialty foods, and see flower arranging demonstrations.
Swan Island Dahlias is located in Canby.
Just minutes south of Portland.
Come see us!
Garden Time's Incredible Edibles.
I am at the exciting new Filbert's Farmhouse Kitchen right in Aurora, and I am in the kitchen with Chef Steve. And so, Chef Steve, I know that we're going to be doing a couple recipes. So what are we going to be doing first?
Today we're going to be making a Filbert's hazelnut pesto.
Excellent. So what goes in it?
We got fresh basil, Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper, garlic, and olive oil.
So do you want to start making that, and we can watch while you do it?
I'll get started on it.
All right. And so while Chef Steve is making this pesto, I'm going to be talking to Aaron. And Aaron, tell us about the restaurant, because we went through. It's a beautiful building.
Thank you for that. Yeah, it's a really cool place. It's different. The restaurant is focused on doing American comfort food. We try to bring a little bit of culinary modern expertise to that as well. One of the things that we try to do also is, since we're here in Aurora in the Willamette Valley, in kind of the land of bounty, absolutely, is to use a lot of these ingredients that we're lucky enough to be around.
Wow.
You know, for example, one of the things that Chef's doing right now, he just put in the filberts into our filbert pesto, and that's sourced from Donald, just down the street.
Right. And the owners are filbert farmers.
Yes, they are. That's so one of the things they do.
Those are people.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And you really get so many of your ingredients from around the area.
Yeah, many of the ingredients, we certainly get them locally. For example, I said that the filberts are coming from Donald. We're getting, later as he shows us, the Parsnip Puree, we get those just down the street from Canby, my little hometown over there. So we really try to do our best to keep many of the ingredients as local as possible, and we're always trying to find a few more of those as well and source those. So yeah.
And I noticed the building is just so beautiful, and it's historic in itself.
Yeah, so the majority of the restaurant is brand new construction, but the old house, the Moeller Snyder house, is what you see right there on 99. That was the original structure on the property. That was built in 1865.
Whoa.
Yeah, Lincoln in the White House and the Civil War on. But the rest of the construction, the rest of the restaurant was meant to look as though it belonged in the same time frame, right, that the old house does. And so I think the designer, the owners, just did such a fantastic job of bringing that through and making people just kind of look out, and when they get here say, wow, this is neat, this is different,
right.
And they kind of see what they were going for, and excellent. I think it's a really beautiful building.
So we're going to check back with Chef Steve, and so how's that going there?
Completed. It's going good.
And it smells so good. I wish everybody can smell it, because you could smell that basil and you smell the cheese. It does wonderful. And so now what is the next recipe?
We got a parsnip puree.
Okay. And so we're going to get ready for that, and we'll be right back. So now we're back with another recipe with Chef Steve. And so Chef Steve, what should you make?
Today we're making pureed parsnips. They're grown right in Canby, Oregon.
Oh, wow.
We're going to be taking this, we're going to be slicing parsnips.
Okay.
Into the pot.
All right.
Heavy cream and milk.
All right, low cal, right?
Exactly. Brown sugar. Bay leaf. A little garlic.
I love you have everything chopped up. That makes it go so fast.
Yep.
What was that?
Thyme.
Okay.
A little pepper.
All right.
And a little bit of salt.
All right.
I'm going to put it on the stove.
And then about how long
simmer
on
for
this?
about 45 minutes.
All right, and then you'd be stirring it and everything, and you want to reduce it.
Reduce it down for minutes to the parsnips get mashed potato-like.
Okay.
Then we're going to take that and then we're going to put it back in the Robocoup and we're going to puree it.
All right. Well, that's going to take a little bit of time, so we'll be right back. So now we're back, and the parsnips are finished, and it's this beautiful finished product. So what happened in the meantime?
Okay, we took it off the stove and ran it through a food processor until it's nice and smooth and completed it. Salt, pepper, a little cream to keep it nice and pureed, and that's it.
And it's ready to go. And so what would you serve it with? What's on the menu?
We serve it with our salmon, it's short ribs, and the hazelnut breaded pork chop.
Wow, and it is amazing. I'm going to taste it in just a minute. I'm going to talk to Aaron here. And so Aaron, tell us about what else we can do at the restaurant. You do special events, don't you?
We do. Thank you for asking. Yeah, we actually have an event space that we use for, gosh, just about anything, but it holds 65 people-ish inside, and we have an attached patio outside, which is gorgeous, and that'll hold another 40 to 50 people. So we can really do some larger events for meetings, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we went through the wedding area, and it was just beautiful.
Thank you.
And so how can we get reservations? How can we find out more?
Well, you can find us online at filbertsfarmhousekitchen.com. We have reservations through our website, or you can always give us a call.
Well, you know, it was very tasty. Watch me taste a little bit of it right then. And so if you have any other questions, please go to gardentime.tv and you can click over to their website, but come out, bring the family, or just a date. Thanks so much, you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So our tip this week for the garden is on pears and how to know when they're ripe. Now, unlike apples, many of the most popular varieties of pears won't ripen on the tree properly. What you'll get is a pear that tastes good for about a ½ inch in, and then you get that mealy, gritty texture that really none of us like in our pears. To stop this from happening, all you have to do is make sure that the pear is mature but not ripening. And you do that by just going up to your pears, and you can put your thumb on the top, and if it presses in gently when you put pressure on it, well, you know that it's time to pick it. That doesn't mean it's ripe, it's just time to pick the mature pear to let it ripen. Now you do this by chilling it, oddly enough. What this does is keeps the process of ripening from going too fast, slows it down, and then lets the whole pear ripen so you get that really delicious sweet flavor that you're looking for. For more information on the different most popular varieties, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to a publication that gives you specifics.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Hi, I'm Sarah with Portland Nursery, and I'd like to invite you to check out our website where you'll find valuable gardening information that you know is local to our area. Check out our Gardening Solutions page where you'll find over 100 helpful brochures, or sign up for our email newsletter to receive timely gardening advice, inventory updates, and upcoming classes and events. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people, on 50th and Stark, 90th and Division.
Stop and smell a rose, hear a child laugh, see the beauty that is Oregon. You will find all this and more at the Oregon Garden in historic Silverton. 400-year-old oaks, edible landscapes, a children's garden. The Oregon Garden has something for everyone. You can ensure the garden remains a jewel in the Mid-Willamette Valley through your support as an individual, family, or corporate member. Support the garden that showcases the diverse botanical beauty of our state, the Oregon Garden.
The fields are in bloom and looking beautiful.
We welcome everyone to come visit us here at Swan Island Dahlias.
Stop by Swan Island Dahlias in Canby and stroll the 40 acres of blooms. And don't forget the Dahlia Festival the last weekend in August and Labor Day weekend. During the festival, you can see over 400 cut flower displays, enjoy specialty foods, and see flower arranging demonstrations.
Swan Island Dahlias is located in Canby.
Just minutes south of Portland.
Come see us!
Well, I'm delighted to be here with Debbie, and Debbie, we're going to be talking about this new product. So first of all, tell me where we're at. Why are we here with the garden?
Well, we are here in a senior living community in Portland to talk about Eldergrow, which is a therapeutic horticultural wellness program for our elders in our community to engage in significant, meaningful ways by bringing nature indoors in this wonderful garden cart that you see here.
Because you really, the people that started this, they really believe that gardening has a very positive effect on our humanity, even as we age.
Yes, and scientifically that's been proven. It has a 36% decrease in, it is shown to have a 36% decrease in dementia. But it's also, all the positive things are the mental and the physical stimulation that it provides. It encourages better sleep, it elevates your mood. It's just a wonderland of sensory stimulations. It's great.
So then Eldergrow it has the name on this actual, I guess, little tiny portable garden, doesn't it?
Yes, it is a portable garden.
Tell me about this whole garden here.
It is a wonderful creation that we build in partnership with a company that provides job training and employment for disabled veterans. And also other people with disabilities. Right. But it's very custom built. It has a particular kind of grow lights that provide for healthy growth of plants, but also blooming plants, which you don't find, when you can't get to the sun, you have to have a certain kind of light to create the blooms. And then it has it's pesticide-free soil that we fill it with, and obviously all non-toxic plants, so that the residents who have sensitive skin, aren't getting anything that will irritate them, for any reason. It's mobile, so it can be moved out to where the residents are.
Or anywhere.
And it has little foot pedal, brake pedals on each of the, on each of the wheels underneath, so that it's safe. It's designed so that people in wheelchairs or chairs or walkers can either stand by or sit by the garden.
Yeah, I was noticing while they're working here, this is Bruce and Shirley, I noticed that, he's actually in his walker sitting down. Yep. So it reaches, it's accessible to everybody.
It is accessible to everybody because no matter what ability level your resident is at, they can do something. Right. They can smell, they can touch and feel.
All of the senses are interactive.
All of the senses are engaged.
Besides just therapeutic gardening, you go beyond those concepts.
We have another program, which is our Culinary garden program, our Culinary herb garden program. And it's a garden just like this one, but we provide all the herbs, and then the chefs at different communities use those herbs in recipes that we also provide, as well as activities. For example, this month was lemon verbena. Oh. So we sent lemon verbena to add to their cart and their garden of herbs, and then we also sent the recipes, and then we sent the activity, which was to create a perfume out of lemon verbena.
Wow.
Yeah, so they do that as well, and that's really fun. That is a DIY farm to fork program.
So I think it should be mentioned that this isn't just a Portland area thing.
No, indeed not. It is one of over 150 gardens that we have throughout the country. We're in 20 different states right now, and we are growing.
Okay, Debbie, so I get the product here and everything, but that means that the plants are also with this product. They're sent with it. And then there's different types of programs so that they can get like herbs and flowers. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. The Therapeutic Horticultural program, which is sort of the workhorse of Eldergrow, is provided when the communities acquire one of these gardens, and with that also comes an educator such as myself. Twice monthly we come in with a new plant to teach the residents about, and they help plant it. And then we also have all sorts of lessons that we do that range from gardening, of course, to nature and artwork and just
it's a whole host of different things.
Cooking classes,
right.
And that's really a way that we connect with them, and that's what we're trying to do. And for example, we just had a class called Pruning and Pressing, and I taught the residents about how to prune a plant properly, and they all got involved in that. And then we pressed flowers that we're going to do in another project later on.
Right.
But it connected with one of the residents in such a way that it was like 20 years just fell off of her face.
Wonderful, wonderful.
She really remembered something.
So then, Debbie, how do people get information about this program and how they might interact with it? What do they do? Where do they go?
Well, you can go to eldergrow.org. And I'll have all the information there for you and how to connect with the people that, if you're interested in acquiring one of the gardens, and then we'll take care of the rest.
Wonderful. Well, I think most of us that actually are passionate about garden realize that all of us age, and as we age, we don't stop loving to garden. So if you're thinking, this is interesting, I want some more information, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. Debbie, what an absolute delight, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
We want to thank you for watching Garden Time today, and we also want to thank Swan Island Dahlias for letting us hang out. Now don't forget, when you come out to the festival, to bring your canned food for the Canby Center.
We also wanted to wish all of our viewers a very safe and happy Labor Day weekend.
William and I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week here on Garden Time.
The fields are in bloom and looking beautiful.
We welcome everyone to come visit us here at Swan Island Dahlias.
Stop by Swan Island Dahlias in Canby and stroll the 40 acres of blooms. And don't forget the Dahlia Festival the last weekend in August and Labor Day weekend. During the festival, you can see over 400 cut flower displays, enjoy specialty foods, and see flower arranging demonstrations.
Swan Island Dahlias is located in Canby,
just minutes south of Portland.
Come see us!
1,112? 1,113?
William, what are you counting?
I'm counting all of our wonderful friends on Facebook.
And we invite everyone to go to Facebook and like us and follow us.
All you have to do is go to gardentime.tv and hit the Facebook icon, which is in the top right-hand corner.
It's the best place to get the most updated information on Garden Time.
So all you have to do is click us and like us.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.